The rain falls in silver needles against the cracked pavement of Eun-jang-hai's courtyard, each drop exploding like a miniature bomb against the blood-stained concrete where Yeon Si-eun now stands alone. His breath comes in ragged gasps, the once pristine white school uniform now a canvas of crimson splatters and dirt. The metallic tang of blood hangs thick in the air, mixing with the ozone scent of impending thunder, nature itself holding its breath to witness the birth of a legend. This isn't just another schoolyard fight. This is the moment the weak become dangerous. This is where Gray Yeon rises from the ashes of his own broken body. Si-eun's fingers, delicate as a surgeon's, turned the pages of his advanced physics textbook with methodical precision. The bullies didn't know it yet, but they weren't hunting prey. They were poking a sleeping dragon with calculus formulas for scales and a mind sharper than any blade. When Jeon Youngbin's meaty fist first connected with Si-eun's cheekbone, the impact resonated through the classroom like a gunshot, students flinching in their seats. But the real shock came when Si-eun slowly wiped the blood from his split lip, adjusted his cracked glasses, and smiled. Not a smile of joy or amusement, but the terrifying grin of a mathematician who has just solved for X and found it wanting. In that moment, the natural order of the schoolyard hierarchy shattered like glass under a hammer. Enter on Soo-ho like a force of nature, his very presence causing the air to crackle with barely contained violence. Where Si-eun moved with calculated precision, Soo-ho was a human hurricane, all flying fists and brutal efficiency. Their first meeting should have been a clash of titans, but fate had other plans. Cornered in the abandoned chemistry lab, backlit by the eerie glow of emergency exit signs, they stood back to back against a sea of enemies, their fighting styles perfectly complementary. Si-eun's analytical mind mapped out weaknesses. Soo-ho's raw power exploited them, creating a deadly dance of destruction that left their opponents broken and bewildered. The chemistry between them was immediate and terrifying, two halves of the same unstoppable force. Bound together by something deeper than friendship. A recognition. A promise. A silent vow written in bruises. What followed wasn't just revenge, it was a symphony of suffering composed by a genius with nothing left to lose. Si-eun moved through the school like death himself, his every step calculated to maximum psychological impact. He didn't just defeat his enemies, he dismantled them piece by piece, exposing their weaknesses, turning their strengths against them, leaving them broken in ways no doctor could ever fix. The fire extinguisher scene wasn't just violence, it was performance art, the metallic clang echoing through the empty hallway like a funeral bell as Youngbin's face met cold steel with devastating force. The confrontation with Hyun-wook in the parking lot transformed from a fight into a brutal physics lesson about momentum and leverage, ending with the MMA fighter's own arrogance literally crushing him against unforgiving concrete. And Beom-seok? Si-eun saved something special for him, not physical pain, but the devastating realization that he had thrown away the only people who ever truly cared about him, delivered with a single look that carried the weight of 1,000 betrayals. The hospital scenes are where the true horror lies, in the sterile white silence broken only by the rhythmic beeping of life support. Soo-ho, the mighty warrior reduced to a collection of tubes and wires, his once powerful body now frail beneath thin hospital sheets. The doctors speak in hushed tones about brain swelling and coma scales, words that mean nothing and everything all at once. Si-eun sits vigil day and night, his textbooks forgotten, his once sharp mind now dulled by grief and guilt. The transformation is nearly complete, the honor student is gone, replaced by something darker, something hungry for justice in a world that understands only violence. When the letter arrives informing him of his transfer to Eun-jang-hai, he doesn't react. Doesn't cry. Just folds the paper neatly and tucks it into his pocket with the same precision he once used to solve complex equations. The bus ride to his new school is a descent into hell, the landscape outside the windows growing progressively darker as if reflecting his inner turmoil. And then, the vibration in his pocket. A single message lighting up the screen: "Welcome to the war, Gray Yeon." The camera pulls back to show the shadowy figures waiting at the bus stop, their silhouettes promising pain and power in equal measure. Fade to black. Roll credits. Leave the audience gasping for air and screaming for Season 2. This isn't entertainment. This is an experience that carves itself into your bones and lingers in your subconscious like a half-remembered nightmare. The fight choreography isn't just impressive, it's revolutionary, each blow carrying the weight of real consequence, every injury leaving permanent scars both physical and psychological. The character development unfolds with the terrible inevitability of Greek tragedy, each choice leading inexorably toward ruin or redemption. And the emotional impact? Devastating doesn't begin to cover it. This is the kind of story that changes you, that makes you look at every quiet kid in your class differently, that has you checking over your shoulder for weeks after watching. The cinematography paints each frame like a Renaissance masterpiece, the play of light and shadow in the alleyway fights, the almost religious composition of the rooftop confrontation, the haunting beauty of the final hospital scenes.